Hi, Shannon O'Flaherty here, and I've come home. I've come home to New York, and it's quite something to come home. And I was wondering if you've thought about where is your home, because a lot of kids moved around a lot and never had their roots and never had a stable place. And if you moved around a lot as a young child, you might have that sense of instability, of not having a sort of grounding and rooted place. Now, as most of you know, I did become officially British this year, and I have lived in England longer than I've lived in the States at this point in time in my life. But still coming home to New York, I suppose, because it's where my formative years were. I am officially a New Yorker, born in Brooklyn. And this area where my dad lives up here, where New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts all kind of meet, was sort of my second home, where I've been coming since I was 13, really. And it was just so cool. I don't know, there's this sense of connection in a way. It's much more, I don't have the words for it. I mean, when I come back to England, I also feel like I'm coming home. But it's a different kind of home. It's sort of like where my roots are from. And when you think about the work that I do, birth, trauma, and where are our roots, it is the roots of your becoming. So do you have a place that you call home? You can call a few different places home, and really home needs to be where your heart is so that you can be home anywhere that you are. I was just watching a discussion on friendship with the Modern Elders Academy with my father, and they were talking about statistically how many friends, intimate friends, we needed in our lives. And also, he said a really brilliant thing, that if you expect to be accepted, you're more likely to be accepted than rejected. And I thought, well, that's very interesting, because if you have a sense of grounding and a sense of connection deep within your cells, you probably will feel more accepted in most places that you go. Maybe that's why I'm really happy and comfortable being a world traveler, because the world is my home. I feel good everywhere. Maybe moving around, if you didn't have a home base, manifested like that, where you feel at home everywhere, or maybe you don't feel at home anywhere. So these are all repeating patterns. Just about everything that happens in our life is a repeating pattern that starts early on. And so when you start to look at your default programming, your repeating patterns, you can connect the dots of different circumstances in your life to see what manifested for you as a young child, as a baby. And as for the friends, what they said was that we ought to have 5 intimate friends, which means the people that you call up to pick you up for something, to be there for you, who you can depend on a daily basis. And then it was something like 15 best friends, people who maybe you've known your whole life, people you can call, and even though you haven't spoken to them in a year, not 5 minutes has gone by when you're connecting. And there were some other categories. And then they said 500 acquaintances. And statistically, the most important of all of those friends was the 500 acquaintances, which was really surprising to me. And I thought about before the pandemic, when I was going dancing all the time. And I'm one of those people who sometimes I'm an introvert, sometimes I'm an extrovert. And sometimes I'd have to really rev myself up to go dancing because there was all those people. And some of it is superficial chit chat, and I'd just be like, oh gosh, all those people. I never was upset when I went dancing, always happy when I did. And then suddenly pandemic, and I didn't have all of those connections with all of those people, and I really, really missed it. So they're talking about all of those acquaintances, the people you meet in the street, the people in the shop, and that if you smile and you're nice to someone else, they're more likely to smile and be nice to you back. If you trust someone, they are more likely to be trustworthy. It was just a wonderful, wonderful talk. And the next most important category of friendship, they said, was those 5 intimate friends, the people that you can count on. My 5 intimate friends really are my kids and my family. They're the people that I live around. I'm very blessed and very lucky to have my kids right near me and to be friends with my kids. Not everybody has that kind of relationship, but I feel very blessed for mine. And I feel very blessed to be here with my daddy. He's 89, and to have Christmas with him, and soon my sister is arriving. So I'm here for the holidays and back in my homeland. And I'm really happy to be here. And I'm feeling very grounded and very aligned and connected. And I wish the same for you. And have a lovely, lovely holiday. So much love to you all.